o'clock, and I'd like to welcome everybody for the second set of our webinars. We are doing two more until the end of the month, just because obviously this is the first one of the mini series. Every single month we're going to have a different topic that we're going to be covering. This one specifically this month is all about personal branding and laying down that foundation. For those who are hopping on right now, I'd like to welcome all of you. You are watching live. Many of you are also watching this live on YouTube as well. That's going to be another class for another time, how we actually do live YouTube sessions, because that's part of repurposing. We've done a video earlier today all about how we create one video and we repurpose it in so many different platforms, be able to monetize all that. So Ali here, I'm excited for you on investing some time on your personal journey in the business world. And just so you all know, on the right side of the screen itself, where Pip just wrote, hey, there's a chat box in there. So you can actually write any comments and or questions that you may have. Now, I'm not going to be paying attention to them until the end, where we usually do a Q&A. So instead of forgetting a question that you can either write it down in front of you, and obviously we can come back to it at the end, or you can just write it in there, because I usually scroll up to make sure I did not miss on any single thing, to make sure that I give you your opportunity to ask and you may have answered. So hello, Mr. Miguel Ramos, New Jersey's, and Pip, UK, Denise, Missouri, Jeanette, I believe, New York. Donna, congratulations for making it here tonight. I have a very good one ready for you. And let me just go ahead and get this screen share started, because I want to make sure that you all get what you came here for. So here we go. Don't freak out. You're going to see this slideshow for you, and ready, set, and go. So let's talk today about how you can become an attraction machine. That's what you are here for. How can I, Ali, turn my business into bringing people to me, or my brand, whether it's a movement, whether it's a book, whether it's a nonprofit, anything that you are doing, unless you have a way of attracting people to you, you are going to struggle. You are going to have a hard time. So we're going to talk about that question. Is, are you here? Now, many of you may be in different places in your business or in your journey with your brand itself. Many of you may be looking for different things, but we're going to be talking about branding. We're going to be talking about increasing sales. We're going to be talking about automating and outsourcing, an incredibly important piece that adds so much more value to you. Creating the right strategic partnership. Marketing online and offline. Differentiation. You don't want to look like everybody else. I mean, nowadays everybody is a guru and everybody has a web designer, right? But what makes you stand out? And more importantly, a successful exit strategy. There are many people who are stuck in the golden shackles, but I will be sharing with you why it is important to have a personal brand, and how does that going to be part of your exit strategy and to live in that thriving life that you and your family deserve. And you don't have to quit what you're doing. Nonetheless, it is all about positioning yourself to be the most effective at whatever it is that you're passionate about. A little bit of a disclaimer: we will not be giving you any tax or legal advice, because that's not our area of expertise. And the material that will be shared with you today is documented with 9+ years of successful experience. More so, be based on you applying the steps of success you'll be exposed to today. So it's extremely important for you to understand that. It's not because you're watching a webinar that all of a sudden you're going to fix your business or branding dilemma. The truth of the matter is, there are many people who, ruin their business journey for, a lifetime, and one webinar that it's all going to get fixed. But this nonetheless will spark the right process for you. This is going to be, for some of you, a major breakthrough where you can identify whatever it is that you're doing wrong and how we can direction. So that me logo, it's so special and so important to us. But before the logo, before the accolades and everything else, there's always a story of the story, right? So ours, really began just like everybody else's, just an ordinary 9 to 5, or for me, it was a 7 a.m. to midnight. And as much as I love being a chef, as much as I love operating and running a kitchen, I needed something more in my life, a healthy marriage. I did not have that. My marriage was suffering because if you're married but you're spending 90 hours a week out of the house, clearly you do not have a healthy marriage, and that's something that we definitely 100% needed to work on. And I knew I needed a change in whatever it is that on a day-to-day basis. So we started our business career in our network marketing. That was really where it has all began for all of us. We didn't really have much of a choice. I mean, we were living paycheck to paycheck, to be honest, and we didn't have the time, like everybody says, to create an additional source of income. So network marketing just worked for us as a strategy to create that business strategy that we wanted to. And we eventually got to get out of the restaurant business, started a couple of traditional businesses, even more so for infrastructure, taxi business, and a whole lot more that we were very, very excited about. Now, nonetheless, network marketing is a huge path in. We were able to train tens of thousands of individuals in the business, many national and international conventions, shared the stage with some of the greats in the business world, even was featured the number one business podcast in iTunes and the nation, over 1 million drivers that have listened. So we were very, very blessed and excited because of this profession. We even went ahead and we released a book last year called The Lion Network Marketer, which essentially just focuses on how to build network marketing the right way and not deceive yourself by convincing yourself you're doing something, but you really are not. And we even went ahead and launched the brand that you're seeing. We were very, very passionate about a movement, about empowering struggling entrepreneurs to become success stories, that we knew we had to do something different in the masses, that being part of just one team, one name, of another company was almost like an isolator between us and the audience that we wanted to have. And that's when we created an unbiased and independent brand that would cater and work for everybody. And that's what we went ahead and created, from an online show, podcast, and a whole lot more that we are very, very proud of. Let's talk about some of the Brian Service Companies, which focuses on customer satisfaction. It's based out of New York. We've started with them from scratch, and they are definitely doing phenomenal things. They have many, many of their own clients and speaking engagements. Code Green Solar is a solar company. This is not a network marketing, by the way, what I'm sharing with you. This is all traditional business. And Code Green was already doing $78 million a year, and they reached out to us and said, hey, we like what you're doing. We would like for you to actually educate our staff to build referral networks, to self-generate business. And within the second month of us doing business with them, we've added $1 million a month and growing month in and month out, just from our little bit of a process that we've created for them. And we had a year worth of a contract with them, and obviously they adopted our philosophies, they've adopted our processes, and they are still operating with it right now. So that was something that we were definitely proud of. True Power Energy is another energy and solar company that went ahead and hired us to create everything from scratch. They did not have anything whatsoever but a name, and now they are operating in, I believe, 14 states or so. We were very privileged and proud to help them out create the infrastructure and the platform that they are operating in right now, from branding and messaging and so much more. And Train for Life. Train for Life is a company that focuses on the 5 pillars of life, all the main health pieces, not necessarily physically, but spiritually, mentally, financially, and a whole lot more, also built with them from scratch. And they are very, very successful company right now, dealing with individuals and other companies as well. And we're, again, proud of the fact that we've helped create a trend and a success story out of these companies as well. So how do you turn your brand into an established name? That's the $1 million question that many people have. Well, it's very simple. I'll tell you what I've done, and then you judge for yourself if it's something that you should do. So first things first, follow other successful individuals and brands. See, I reached out to those that I looked up to, and I said, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you mentor me? And some of them gave me an advice, some of them suggested a book, others suggested they would coach me, others I've hired. And best thing that I've ever done, I said, hey, can you give me all your processes? And I copied and pasted it into my own brand. And thank God we've done that. We've created a monthly budget to invest in our own education. I took a picture a few days ago, and I put all the books that I only have from the last 60 days on a table on our desk, and I took a picture of it because somebody asked me, "Is like, how many books do you have?" And I said, well, I exchange them a lot with many other people, but I can show you the books from the last 60 days. I listen to audiobooks all the time. I go to seminars all the time. I invest in business books, in business magazines, in business mentors. I'll even tell you this, and this is, to some of you, you might be like shocked, but just this year alone, and I know it's only April, we've invested already over $50,000 in mentorship in our business development. So it's something that we're proud of because it created, 4 times that just from the brand of Mehdaoui Enterprise. So it's something that we are proud of. Oops, sorry about that. So the last but not least piece is register your business. If your business is not registered, you don't have an entity, you have an idea, you have something that you're ambitious about, but you want to make it an official business. So register your business, get your tax ID and business accounts, and operate as a business, because if you operate as a business, you're going to have business results. Now, last but not least is hire a business coach. I cannot stress this enough. Best thing that's ever happened to us. We've worked with some companies and individuals. Sometimes they ask you, well, can we see your state of affairs of what you've done in 2016? And we show them, and they're like, that is insane. I'm like, what? How much you spent? And then I show them how much we actually made. And the difference was absolutely, to be proud of. And thank God, it's a blessing. I'm not bragging to you. I'm just stressing the thought of you need to invest in your own business. That's all I'm stressing to you. So why register a business? Again, it's important to understand. You own it and everything that's in it. So you can be part of a network marketing company. You can be part of a sales organization. You don't own it. Yes, you have a virtual business, a virtual franchise. You own that production within that business, but essentially you don't own the company. You're just an independent contractor, if you will. But when you create your own business and register it, you own everything that's within it. You can actually build a true brand around it, a value proposition that only you can provide and no one can ever compete with. You'll have the opportunity of write-off advantages. The tax code is written with many write-off advantages. There's over 420 write-off advantages that if you don't have a registered business, you don't get to take advantage of. That's insane. That's throwing money in the garbage. First step into taking your business from the living room to a major multi-million-dollar national company, or even at this point international company, if you're blessed enough to make that happen the right way. So definitely make sure you register and operate your business like a business, or your nonprofit, or what have you. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is the reason? Everybody has their own number one reasons. There's a few of them, but I'll give you the few number one reasons, if you will, why people don't invest in themselves. Now, you may be asking yourself a question. Why do you think people say, well, I don't have, finish the sentence. What do you think that is? That's right. You said it already. Some people say, I don't have money. Others say, I don't have time. Hey, man, I don't have time. I'm already busy. I don't have time to go to a seminar. I don't have time to go to this place. I don't have time to read a book. I don't have time to read that one. I don't have money to invest. Times are tough. And then the last piece is, I don't have the right people who can get me there. I don't have the right mentorship, sloppy hands, right? You're working with some people, or you're talking to people who tell you, oh, I watch in YouTube, there's this free video that you can do this and do that. But guess what? You can get free food somewhere in a counter in your supermarket, or you can have a top-notch quality experience with someone that will teach you how to cook the best food you've ever put your hands on, and you never have to go and sit in the corner and hope that you get, a little tiny bites. No more excuses. I'm about to share with you exactly the process that we've taken place. Now, I'm not saying you're going to learn it all tonight, but this is the process that we have applied in our business, how we took it to the next level, how we were able to have people literally, I cannot make this up, We have people contacting us every single day from network marketing. Hey, we would like to give you an organization, and we would like to give you a position, and we would like to give you a sign-in bonus, and we would like to give you all that. And that's great, but it only happens when you become attracted, when they say, I want you in my business, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get it. So let's talk about the very first thing you need to do right now, tonight, and I hope you're writing this down. 4 questions to create your business identity. I'll give you a minute. You ready to write? Here we go. The number 1 question. What is your vision for the next 12 to 24 months? What is your vision for the next 12 to 24 months? It is a must. You have to be able to answer that question. See, think about it like this. If I tell you, hey, come with me, I'm about to drive, and you say, where are we going? I don't know. You're probably going to hesitate and say, you just want me to get in the car and just go? Yeah, no, I'm not really sure. Okay, well, why don't you use a GPS? I'm not sure. Let's just get in the car and drive. You're probably not going to go along with me. So that's what your prospects think when you have no vision, or at least you may have it, but you don't articulate it and don't communicate it the proper way. So people need to see the end destination in order to say, okay, I'll go in the journey with you. So what is your vision for the next 12 to 24 months? The second question is, what culture are you building? Some people build a culture of young people. Some people build a family-oriented culture. Some companies have a female dominant culture. Some companies have, a very, very I mean, my first network marketing company, it was so professional it almost got annoying. I mean, it was like, drill sergeants walking in. You wouldn't go to Super Saturday without a suit and a tie on, right? So it's extremely important for you to understand what culture are you building. The reason you need to know that, if you understand the culture that you are building, you're going to find, first of all, a little bit of a comfort zone, a little bit of a relatability, but more importantly, you will understand your demographic. You will understand who to target. You will understand who to market to. So you're not just wasting your time, resources, and energy and talking to the wrong people. So identify what culture you're building. Number 3, what problems is your business solving? What problems is your business solving? Well, let me rephrase that. Successful business or businesses only are successful because they're solving problems. Think about it. The reason you spend money on the clothes that you are wearing because you needed to look a specific way, and the only place that you can find those clothes that would fit that occasion was that place that you went to spend money. You needed to eat, so you went to the place that is close by, that is most attractive financially to you and most attractive food-wise and experience to you, right? You spent hundreds of dollars or euros or pounds, depending where you are from, on what? On a cell phone, on a tablet, because you needed an actual device that would have a camera, that would have a computer, essentially, that would have a calculator, that would have everything in it. It was a problem that was solved, and it forced you to spend your hard-earned money. So identify your problem. If I don't know what problem you're solving, I mean, why am I going to bother even talking to you? You don't add value in my life. You're not solving any of my problems. So I'm not attracted to even bothering to listen to you. If I, put it like this, you watch some of my videos and I specifically write the titles to them. Sometimes it would say, do you find yourself getting no's with every prospect you talk to? Many people would say, yes, that's a problem I have. They'll be watching that video, right? So identify what problems is your business solving. Write them all down, and then obviously you can prioritize and you can really, really find out one thing that only you and you can solve. Last but not least, what is your budget? What is your monthly budget? If you don't know, listen, you all here because you're business minded. You are here because your business sense is matured up, right? If you don't have a business budget, if you don't operate with profits and losses, see, successful companies at the end of every month and every quarter and every year, they do something called a P&L, profit and loss sheet. And they say, here is what we budgeted for this expense. Here's what we spent on it. We overspent or we underspent. And that P&L gives them a little bit of a sense where they made mistakes, where they could adjust, what is necessary or unnecessary. Governments, for crying out loud, operate on budgets. Your household operate on budgets. You know what you need to bring in, and you know what you need to spend on every single thing that you spend money on regularly. And at any time, if the electricity bill is really high, you go crazy on the kids. Hey, turn off the lights. You're leaving them on all the time. Turn off the AC when you get out of the house. Why? Because you have a budget that must be respected. Why are you not doing it for your business? Because it's a network marketing business? Because it's a startup idea? Because it's a book? Because it's a nonprofit? You're wrong. You need to have a budget in order to operate like a successful company. And folks, if you don't do the right thing, you won't have the right results. Point blank, period. I don't care what anybody ever tells you. You have to have those. So those are the 4 questions to create a business identity. Let's talk about the circle of business. Hope you're ready to write. The circle of business is where some of you may be at the beginning, some of you may be in the middle. Most of you are probably not in the exit strategy if you are in this webinar. So number 1 is an idea, right? You're thinking, I was talking to Ashley yesterday. She told me about her ideas in schools and what she wanted to do, what she's passionate about. I was talking to Pip, who was telling me about a book that she wanted to write. I was talking to so many different people, and they always tell me, I got this idea, right? So that's great. Then we work with our clients to develop that 4-question identity for them, right? Once you have that identity itself, now it's a startup. All right, we got our blueprint. Let's go to work. Now you go to that startup and you're starting to work on it. From startup, after month 2, you start feeling something called survival mode. That's when, all right, well, we did everything, all the preliminary work. We have our foundation. Now we're going to survival mode. This is where most people quit. This is where it feels really, really hard. What people don't understand, the best time to be in business as far as an educational phase is survival mode. That's when champions are made. That's when the struggle, the obstacles, that's when the issues happen. That's when you learn how to solve problems for other people. That's when your character just gets developed and you become untouchable. That's what's important for you to understand. Survival mode is the most dry and challenging piece out of this whole process. Startup, even if you're spending the most money and effort and time and energy on the process itself, it is easier than survival mode, because survival mode, your mindset is saying, I'm not seeing results yet. What's happening? Am I not good enough? You have those mental challenges. So it's extremely important for you to be strong when it comes to survival mode. And many of you may be there right now. Then you have what we call growth. When you have a breakthrough, when something crazy happens, when a customer really orders a whole lot, or somebody gives you a speaking opportunity, or you bring in somebody in your business and they turn your business into the most successful thing ever. Now, that's a good, happy place. Here's the problem. Many people stay there. Many people get caught up in the excitement, in the limelight, if you will. I was one of those people. I'll tell you, this happened to me 3 times in my career. 3 companies in the row within 2 years. One company where I was the face of the company, all is well. I had 17,000 active members, 27 states, all is well, and life is great. And then what? They terminated the network in January of 2015. And I became the most embarrassed face in the business world. Then I say, hey, we got this, let's do it all over again. We go to a product company, and then we build it in 7 countries at the time. And it went phenomenal, qualified for every single thing. They had compliance issues. Guess what? I did not build a brand. I was just saying, me and this company are the best thing ever. And then the FTC said, well, we're going to investigate. We're going to put a stop on your business for 2 months. Although they said, you didn't do anything wrong. Go back to business. The Federal Trade Commission knocking on any business door is bad news. I mean, think about how that looks in Google. Again, happened. The 3rd time, I said, I will never do this again. And I built my own brand. I made Mehdaoui Enterprise the face of my company, the face of my process. And I started working with coaching and developing people. And then I had a company that reached out, said, hey, we are a $2 billion company. We want you to start a network marketing division for us. And as great as that was, we started working with them, developed the network, built really, really well in many different states. And then they started taking our process, unfortunately, and utilizing it for themselves. And we had an issue with that. So we part ways with them in a very amicable, no issues, no problems. So grateful for the opportunity to work with them. But here's the thing. I was in control. I did not lose my reputation. I did not lose my credibility. I did not lose my income. I was in control because I had a brand that stood strong, that no one shook it up. Didn't lack any integrity. I represented it and stood behind it. That is why I'm telling you right now, do not get caught in the growth process, and have a brand that will allow you to endure whatever challenges that would come up. And that will lead you to a successful exit strategy. See, with this brand, we've developed so many different platforms. We've released a book. We have coaching programs. We have corporate consultations that we're doing with Inc. 500 companies. We have so many processes that are in auto sale right now. Automatically, they're being sold. That we've created our own residual process and residual income. Now, at one point in our lives, we can say, hey, well, we've done well. Let's just focus on speaking right now. Everything is an autopilot. So make sure that you have an understanding of your process and where you stand. Most people don't even have a business plan. You know how crazy that is? I mean, think about it. You ever heard of business consultants? You ever heard of Inc. 500 companies that have business consultants? Why do they do that? Because they need somebody that can bring their knowledge, their expertise, and obviously create a business plan for them. Whether it's short term or long term, obviously it depends on the company and their budgets and process, but definitely make sure you have a business plan. You know, ingenuity plus a burning desire creates success. Jim Rohn actually said this all the time. Ingenuity. What is ingenuity? It is the ability to utilize your creativity. It is the ability to say, I don't care how tiny that spoon is. I can dig a hole in the dirt and I will create plants, and then one day I will eat from it, right? Ingenuity is finding a way no matter what, however crazy it gets. A burning desire. I mean, that's really self-explanatory. That's when you really want it so bad that it doesn't matter how hard it gets. Success story. Let me share with you my success story, because people see the lights and the studio and the book and they say, oh, that guy has it all made. Well, let me enlighten you a little bit. So here's the thing, folks. As I shared with you, I used to work 90 hours a week. I had it just like everybody else. As much as I love cooking and having my face in that spaghetti squash, I did not like the fact that I wasn't home, to the point where my family used to come to the restaurant to visit me, to the point where I literally had to slave myself for a year. Told my boss I will work every day. Just let me get out on Friday at 5:30. Crazy, right? The chef is leaving Friday night, so I can go to my leadership training. And I said, hey, Saturday, instead of me coming in at 9 a.m., I will come at 5, prep everything, leave to a training that starts from 9 to 12, and I'll be back at 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I will stay until I close. That's called a burning desire and ingenuity. I made him have no choice but to say, you're going to make my life beautiful. Go for it. You can do it, Ali. And then I realized that I was doing it for my family. This was the burning desire. I understood that one woman that did everything, to the point where we became homeless. We lost everything in a third world country. And she still fought for us. She never made us feel like we lacked anything, you know, and I will never let that slip away, right? That is always our burning desire. Is instilled within me with my wife, with our soon-to-be child, little baby boy Sebastian, that we're excited about. This is our very first convention that I went to. God is my witness right now. That suit was not mine, by the way. I'm pretty sure you see how big it is on me. But not only that, I went there for 3 days. I believe it was in either North Carolina somewhere or in the West Coast, but wherever it was expensive. I barely put money together. I took my 3 days vacation out of my 12 that I get. And by the way, those were my 4 vacations or my 4 conventions that I invested. I didn't even take a vacation. And I went there and I barely ate. And I said, I got this. Ingenuity plus a burning desire will create a success story. Then we went ahead and we started traditional businesses. And even though we lost those traditional businesses, one was because of bad partnership. The other was Hurricane Sandy happened. Our businesses were in Belmar. So it just was an extremely challenging phase again. I said, you know what? It's okay. We're going to do it again. We went back to network marketing. We've developed a brand. We created what you are seeing today. I even made a decision, and I'm not mad at myself, because this decision, we wrote down that we're going to make $1 million by July 25th, 2016. And here's the interesting part. We've done $1 million worth of business by July 25th, 2016, but it was a net profit, which I'm like, next time I'm gonna rewrite a dollar bill and I put profit. But nonetheless, you can't be mad at that. It allowed my wife and I to get out of, both of our jobs and have the lives that we have today. And here's the thing. Today we are signing autographs. We are speaking in the Association of Network Marketing Professional stages. We are featured in some of the major publications, New York Times, Networking Times Magazine. Our book was featured in over 13,000 bookstores. We've trained over 30,000 people in the business world, and we are very, very proud on our collaboration in the community, our collaboration in our spiritual community, and more importantly, in all of you and however much we can give with the abundance, and obviously making it a profitable business as well. But it all comes down to this piece right here. It is all about building a brand. If you don't have an identity, you are just like everybody else. No one recognizes anything about you, so you have to stand out with that. So we all want to be wealthy, but only a few of us have an understanding of what that is. Gary Vaynerchuk, he is so right. Everybody, especially now with social media, you go to Facebook, you go to YouTube, everybody's a business guru, everybody is a marketing genius, everybody is a wealthy person living the American dream. But only if you actually understand what that is. So don't make that mistake and assume that, only by watching YouTube videos or reading a book that now I'm a guru. It's a process. It's a daily process. And here's the thing. This business thing, now more than ever, because we live in the social media age, it is changing every single day. The trends are changing. So you have to be able to stay ahead of the game. 80% of businesses close in their first 18 months. 80%. That is a high percentage. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is the number one reason? I'll let you think on that for a second. Reason, market need. Many people have some great ideas that no one needs. Many people say, you watch Shark Tank and see what it is. And for those of you who are overseas, if you don't have Shark Tank in your local channels, just go to YouTube and YouTube search Shark Tank. How many people come into the Shark and they say, I have $1 million idea and I've raised $50,000 worth of sales in the last 30 days and blah, blah, blah. And they get crushed because they realize there is no market need for that product. It is a fad. So make sure that your service. Now, I believe that every single product or service or company or nonprofit, there is a market need for it. You just have to make sure you know which one it is. You have to identify it, because if you don't, again, you may be going to people and saying, hey, who's hungry? While they only eat vegan food and you're waving a filet mignon at them, and you're thinking, I don't understand. They all said they're hungry, but they don't want to eat my steak. Well, because maybe you did not go to the right market place for you. So make sure you have an understanding of that. What is your system? Most people struggle with juggling business and family time. And I've been blessed before, and I'm going to be blessed even more with a child, but I don't understand that side just yet, because my wife and I are both all out. We support each other, we work with one another, which makes things easier a little bit for me. It was never like this all the time. I'll tell you, over the last 2 years definitely became what you're seeing right now, but it was a struggle at first. But I'm pretty sure there are many of you who are like, Ali, you don't understand. I gotta take the kids to school and I gotta do this and I gotta do that. I understand and I relate. This is why you need to outsource. You need to outsource. See this slides that you're looking at right now? Do you think I created them? Yeah, I created the content. I created an ugly version of them, but I sent them to my web designer. I sent them to my virtual admin, and I said, hey, make this look pretty and send it back to me, please. So I can focus on doing my Facebook Live, so I can focus on creating more content, so I can focus on acquiring new clientele, so I can focus on working with our existing clients. That's why you have to outsource. Yes, it will be hard if you're doing it all. This is why you need somebody to guide you through the process. All right, let's talk about 5 keys to successfully operated companies. The number 1 key is customer engagement. That's your dialogue. Many of you, I'm going to be nice. Most of you don't do consistent Facebook Lives or Periscope or Instagram Live. We live in a video age. You have to create engagements. You understand that those videos, whatever the topics that you pick, are going to get likes and comments and shares. That's when you go back on a private message and say, hey, Joe, thank you so much for liking my video. Thank you so much for commenting on it. Thank you so much for sharing it. Guess what? That's a new dialogue. How you been? What's going on in your life? What have you been doing business-wise? When was the last time you read this? When was the last time you've done that? Hey, do you drink wine? Do you read books? Do you go to church? Do you do this? Do you do that? Anything that you are focused and passionate about and your movement represents, that's when the magic happens. But if you are not creating a dialogue, how do you expect people to even bother and talking to you? So when you eventually reach out to them, you come across as like, all right, you didn't talk to me in 3 years. All of a sudden, you want to say hi to me. So that's why you have to create engagements consistently. Differentiation from the rest. Listen, man, again, I love you all, but we got to keep it 100 in here, right? I mean, do you look like everybody else? Are you doing the same? You look at other ways of making money outside of what you're actually doing, right? I mean, are you doing that? Or, hey, I started a company that does this and does that, and I'm pitching, pitching, pitching. No, man, you got to find a differentiation. You got to stand out. This is why, and I'm going to say it again until it gets drilled in your head, and I hope that you have one ear closed so it doesn't go from one ear and get out from the other one. What I say is, that's why you need to build a brand. You can go everywhere in the whole entire world. In the whole world's population, there is one Mehdaoui Enterprise. There is one of me. No one has what I have. This is what keeps me to stand out from the masses. It gives me that little bit of the edge, right? The ability to communicate. Now, we're going to talk about this in a little bit on different platforms that you can utilize, but you have to be able to communicate, whether it's blogs, whether it's newsletters, whether it's email, or whatever you choose to be doing. Founder sabotage prevention. I wrote in there, get a coach as a quick fix, but we're going to talk about this. There are many of you right now that are destroying your own image on social media. There are many of you right now that are destroying your name in social media. Do you understand that whatever goes online stays online forever, even if you delete it? It is online. It is out there. I can Google it and I can find records of it. So it's extremely important for you to be very, very aware of the founder sabotage prevention. Now, creating a profitable business model, all of you are going to say, obviously, Ali, but I'm here to tell you 90% of the people do not have a profitable business. This is why you have to have a process that guides you from A to Z on how to make it from an idea to that growth and eventually an exit, a successful exit strategy. Let's talk about engagement. Let's talk about that dialogue that we talked about. So first things first, don't hide. Some of you, I don't see, I only see on holidays. Happy Easter, happy this, happy that, Merry Christmas. Oh, yeah, that's great. You showed up when everybody else did. You're camouflaging it. No, you got to be consistent. When everybody sleeps, that's when you got to get up. I love it when I see some people, they don't do their Facebook Lives until like 10:30 at nighttime when they know for a fact everybody's relaxing with their phones in their hand watching TV. And then they like, watch me. I'm the only one floating on social media. That's okay to do. Identify what works better for you, but just don't hide. Just don't hide, man. Give people an opportunity to know who you are. Show who you are. Who are you marketing to? By you doing social media engagements, especially social media engagements, what's going to happen? You're going to see trends. You're going to realize, I have many people between the age of 20 to 30 years old. I have many couples that watch this together. I have many women that watch this together. I have many scholars, whatever that niche attracts. You're going to start identifying, I understand my market now. But if you don't do Facebook Lives, if you don't do engagement tools regularly, which the easiest of them all is social media, how are you going to know who you're marketing to? So again, when you launch a product, when you're building or raising money or what have you, how do you expect to even have people engage with you? That's why you have to be consistent. That's why you see me everywhere, every day, because I'm continually doing research and development. I'm continually adjusting, tweaking, doing the same thing over and over and over until I realize, okay, this is dying out or this needs to be changed. And I have a team that helps me out with that as well. You must use social media. I think I just said that. And give value, ask questions, and engage. This is a simple way of creating that engagement. So I'll give you an example. Let's say this was a Facebook Live. I will start with, hey, how you doing? Do you find yourself going through this or going through that? Well, today we're going to talk about the solution for blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to ask you questions. Drop a number one if you ever had this going on, or drop a number two if you've never had this going on. See, I ask those questions for two reasons. One, to keep your eyes on the phone, to keep you paying attention to me. Two, because the more you comment when you come back and watch this on a replay later on, 6 hours later, the news feed will bring my video right back up. And everybody that didn't see it sees it again. And then right back up, and then right back up. So you create and ask those questions. By asking those questions, people are going to comment. It's okay to say something funny. It's okay to, share with people as you would share with a friend. Man, I had the worst day ever because this one cop gave me a ticket, and yes, I deserved it, but he did this, and he did this, and he did that, and I didn't appreciate it. And that engagement makes you human. You're going to have people commenting on that post, and it'll keep you all the time up and up. And guess what? You're going back to private message and saying, hey, Joe, how you been, man? Yeah, crazy. This cop is nuts. How you been? How's life treating you? How is that? Now you're creating a dialogue. Yeah, here's what I've been working on, and I've been creating this, and I'm working on this. Now you're building that business rapport that you want to have, and eventually, hey, why don't you come out and check me out? I'm having a grand opening. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow at 6:30? I'd love for you to check out what I'm doing. So on and so forth. So make sure you are creating engagements. A book that I cannot stress enough, Jab, 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 Right Hook. You will not find it in audiobook. Just don't bother. And the reason you won't find it in audiobook because 80% of the book is pictures. Yes, for us little kids, in heart, this book gives us a screenshot by screenshot of how to master social media, how to post, when to post, what to post about, what are the hashtags for, which platform is for what community, and so on and so forth. Jab, 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 right hook. You need to read this book. It made a fortune for my wife and I, especially when we understood the secrets of social media. I mean, some of our students and clients, one thing that, I'm like, hey, I'll give you a list of hashtags and use it now. And then they go ahead and use it. And then you start seeing their notifications with followers and hearts going bonkers. It just doesn't stop. And it's not because I know something great that nobody knows. It's just because I get educated every single day on how to utilize these platforms, right? Number two, differentiation. This is, again, important for you to understand that you do not want to look like everybody else. I mean, what makes you different is you. This is why you have to build a brand. Anybody can compete in energy, in health and wellness, in travel, in books, in public speaking, whatever you want to call it. But you are different. There's no one like you. You have to showcase that. This is why, you got to ask this $1 million question. You tell yourself, why would anybody bother and listen to me? Now, you are probably asking that question, but you're asking it on a negative way. Like, I shouldn't do this. No one's going to listen to me. No, you got to ask, what value do I bring? Or a process that we do is we give people a sheet and we say, go to your family, friends, whomever is close to you, and give them a sheet, and all that sheet says, describe my qualities. And those qualities themselves, as you're going to say, wow, yeah, I'm good at cooking. I should talk to people about how to make my infamous soup. Okay, I'm good at parenting. That's right. I raised 2 kids, and they're doing so well. And what are some of the key these are content that you can create engagement with. So make sure you are doing that. What value do you and only you have? What value do you and only you have? I'll tell you what my value is. I keep it 100. I'm not here to make you feel cool and special and unique. I'm here to tell you like it is because I don't want you to fail. Because I've gone through hell and back. Earthly hell, at least, right? That I wanted to never see anybody. That's why I wrote a book. I put this book, The Lion Network Marketer, out on the shelves, and I got a lot of people who got mad at me. A lot of people who actually got really mad at me, especially from the ANP. And they got mad at me not because I didn't bash network marketing. I'm not talking negatively about it. Just the title itself is very controversial. I mean, whenever you have lion and network marketing in the same sentence, it scares some of the people. And I exposed many of the secrets that the top earners don't really want to say to the masses. And the reason I've done that because I said it's not fair. Why would somebody have to go through 2 years to learn what I've learned and have to struggle and overcome? Yes, you got to earn it, But I'd rather give it to you all day one, and love it or hate it, but it is what it is. I speak 5 international languages that I can teach this to a whole globe in international languages. I can do that. Many people can't, right? And more importantly, I have a track record that I will struggle, suffer, and build with you side by side, that I work around people's budget, not mine. So again, what value do you and only you have? Let me give you an example. I am passionate about global warming. It happens to be something that I want to see change because the earth is burning out. So I told my wife, we should buy an electric car, baby. And my wife said, okay, well, look into it. So we looked into it and we realized they all looked like this. And I said, babe, I don't feel like driving a computer mouse. So I'd rather wait a little bit because they all look the same. Now, no offense if anybody has a Prius or anything like that. That's just a personal choice, all right? Then someone came along with the name of Elon Musk, and he created this sexy, beautiful electric car. I mean, it looked like a spaceship on wheels. I was like, oh my goodness, I want it so bad. This is what you call a differentiation. This is what you call that someone saw an idea, a movement that already existed, and he said, I'm going to make it look different. And he stood out. Now, there is backup orders, and you have to order sometimes 8 months ahead of time, a year and a half ahead of time. I know a gentleman by the name of Michael D'Angelo. It took him a year and a half until he got his Tesla. So again, for you to understand, what makes you stand out is what's going to make you different. So you better start working on that and identifying that immediately. Number 3 is the ability to communicate. So your pitch element cannot be about you. You're the solution. When somebody asks you what you do, you tend to jump on, I help people save money on this, or I help people lose weight, or I help people do that. That's great, but you're just another infomercial that is speaking in front of you. That's not what you want to do. The pitch element cannot be about you. See, whenever somebody asks me, what do you do? I would ask, well, that's a great question. What do you do? Why are you asking? And then whatever they answer, sometimes they'll say, well, I work with this, or I do this, or I do that. That's great. How long you been doing that for? Now I'm in control of the conversation. I'm asking the questions. And I wait until I hear, well, it's good and all. I just wish I had more time. Or I wish I made more money. Or I wish I got to travel some more. Now they're giving me the pain. They're giving me the pieces that hurt. And guess what I do? I provide a solution. Well, it's funny you said that. I actually relate to that. Few years back, I used to be in the same boat. I did not have an opportunity to travel. I did not have the money that I deserved, and I definitely did not have any time for myself and my family. So I kind of got into business and started doing this and this and that, and I ended up actually coaching the masses and empowering people to go from struggling entrepreneurs or individuals or companies to become success stories. Guess what? I look like a superhero in the eyes of that individual. That's why you have to be a solution. Ask questions. Do not make it about you. Evaluate them. Give them the time. People love to talk about themselves. So let them tell you what they want to talk to you about. And take notes and be genuine. If you want to work on a marketing message, right? If you have a website or if you have a business card, if you want that quick one shot, a formula that we've used is verb, adjective, noun. Helping struggling entrepreneurs become success stories. Helping struggling entrepreneurs become success stories. That verb, adjective, noun, do it twice. However you see fit. You can adjust it a little bit. You can do verb, noun. But this is something that can give you that quick, easy, one-shot communication and you're out, right? Many companies actually use this. You don't even notice it, but subconsciously in commercials, you will hear that verb, adjective, noun, and that just subconsciously goes. Funnels. Lead generators and capture pages. Now, let me be so clear. Many people make the mistake and they go to lead generators and they start buying leads. They call those dead leads. You buy them for $200, you get 50 names. You're like, yeah, I got people that are qualified prospects. And so you start calling and every one of them starts cussing you out and saying, don't you ever call me. How dare you? Right? Because that list goes to the same people who buy it. Everybody gets the same exact list. Do not make that mistake. See, lead generators should be capture pages, a funnel. See, I give compliments single day. Every day I'm giving, hey, complimentary this, complimentary that, complimentary this. Guess what those complimentary things have? They actually have, click here to get your free PDF. And as people click for that free PDF, I get their first name, last name, and email. And as soon as they opt in so they can get that free PDF, they get a follow-up newsletter that says, thank you so much for receiving this and receiving that. We'd love to hear from you with a survey. That survey will ask them questions about what business are they in, what culture are they building, and so on and so forth. Once they answer it, guess what? I identify this is a great prospect for me, and I reach out to them. Hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you for filling out that survey. I've noticed that you answered the survey and you do this and you do this. How do you attract people? How do you build your brand, or whatever the case may be? So this is not to sell. This is just to attract. Just to attract. Your business card is a paper span, so do not give it out unless you will set up an appointment. Here's what I do. So I'm having a business card and I'm talking to people, networking events or what have you, and they'll ask, do you have a business card? And I'm like, well, instead of a business card, what are you doing tomorrow around 6 o'clock? I'd love to actually grab a coffee and kind of extend our conversation. And I say tomorrow's no good. Well, how about Thursday? Actually, Thursday may work out better. What time? Morning, afternoon, or evening? Afternoon. Great. 12, 1, 2, or 3, or 4. And they'll tell me, now then I will pull my business card, and just like a doctor or a dentist will, I will write the appointment on the business card and say, awesome, I will absolutely be there. Just do me a favor. If anything changes, shoot me a text or a call or an email ahead of time so we're not wasting each other's time. Thank you. Have a good day. That is when I pull out a business card. But guess what? I take people's business cards just to not disrespect them because they're excited to give me their business card with their title or logo or whatnot. I immediately put it in my phone and it goes right in the trash can. No disrespect, but I do it because I don't want to just carry a whole box of business cards that I've had over the years. Last but not least, your brand is your promise. At Mehdaoui Enterprise, change starts with me. That is our promise. So I have to do everything in my power every single day to become better than I was yesterday. Every single day, every hour of the day. Now, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I was born a sinner. I will die a sinner. I've done many bad mistakes. I've had a lot of learning opportunities in my life, but I'm continually working on myself to become a better human being. That's the promise that I've given to my audience. I will be a beacon of light, an example to you, a shining proof and evidence that you can do anything you put your mind into, that you can have a healthy spiritual life, that you can have a healthy family life, that you can have a successful, healthy business life. That's what I believe in. And guess what? I'm not just going to talk about it. I have to show it. This is why you see every single day I document everything that I do. I talk very openly about my relationship and about my wife every morning. The first thing I do is I compliment her publicly. I do that because I'm working on I don't do it for you. I do it for me. To remind myself, what do you appreciate? This is what I ask myself. What are you grateful for about your wife? And then I write it. Now, the other thing, we are millennials, so I know for a fact when we wake up, first thing, my wife goes to the phone, just like I go to the phone. So it makes me happy when I see her grabbing her, breakfast in the morning, and I just watch her. She's smiling, reading, and then I get that notification that she liked it. So that's something that I do, just as an example. So whatever your promise is, that is your brand. So you better stand by it. You better represent non-negotiable no matter what. Let's talk about this piece because many people, you all have heard thoughts become things. Now that's cute and all. But thoughts become feelings. This is the process of thoughts become things. Thoughts become feelings. I'll give you an example. If you think right now about a briefcase with $100,000 or 100,000 euros or 100,000 pounds, wherever you are from, right, in your hand right now as a gift. Hey, you go ahead and do whatever you need to do with this. What does that make you feel like? Some of you are smiling right now. Some of you just shrug your shoulders. Some of you have just raised your eyebrows like, yeah, that'll be great, right? That thought just generated that feeling. Now that feeling would make you feel a type of way. That feeling will generate an action. See, when you wake up in the morning, you're like, man, today's going to be a good day. And now you're feeling that good day. You're like, oh, I'm feeling good. I am ready to rock and roll. I'm going to go ahead and help my wife and cook and clean and get some phone calls and conference calls and all these different things. Right? It leads to actions. Then the action would create results. Then those results do what? They create more thoughts because you go home like, man, today was a great day. I can't wait till I do it all over again tomorrow. And then you have that circle of thoughts become things, but it's really thoughts creating more thoughts. The problem, what we do as humans, Today's gonna be horrible. I hate Mondays. Why am I doing this again? God, why me? Right? So those thoughts create those resentment feelings, those ugly feelings, right? The stinking thinking, if you want to call it that. Then those feelings do not generate the right actions. They generate some actions, but it's just the dragging, nasty attitude, not wanting to do anything actions. And then those actions create the wrong results where everything is just going wrong. You have to say to yourself, oh my God, today's not going to be over. Everything is going wrong. That's because your thoughts created the feelings that created more actions of everything not going wrong. Your focus is not where you need to be. Therefore, you're clumsy. You're dropping everything. You're cranky with everybody. You're just looking at the bad. And that's what gives you the bad results. So be very, very aware. And please remember this acronym, TFAR, T-F-A-R. Anytime, your thoughts are not right, just be like, TFAR, TFAR, TFAR. Get your mind right? All right. So number 4, founder sabotage. This is pretty self-explanatory, but it's extremely important. This is like where you say common sense is not common at all. So you need to have a coach, an accountability partner, someone that you trust more than you trust your hairdresser or your barber. We all know that special relationship that we have with especially us guys, right? Or you two ladies, maybe. So you need to have a coach or an accountability partner. You know this guy, Tiger Woods. Changed the face of golf. How about this guy, Armstrong? Everybody thought that no one will ever do what he's done in cycling, the best of the best, right? How about this guy? Brady and all the greats in football. He was supposed to be, like, literally was projected to be the Michael Jordan of American football. How about this guy, Iron Mike? I mean, by far was greater than Ali's numbers. What happened? They all had the wrong influence. They all had the wrong mentorship. They all had the wrong surroundings. And they compromised enough. Some of them just being in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. And they started going astray. They started going the wrong way. They started compromising everything they've worked so hard for, where their talent became irrelevant. And they never came back. They never bounced back. So don't be this guy, right? Don't put yourself in a situation where you are sabotaging your own process. And I see it, to be honest with you, every day. I look at some of you guys' posts, no disrespect, and I'm like cringing, like, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you writing what you're writing? Why are you talking negatively on social media? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why aren't you doing Facebook Lives? Right? You have the potential. You have great questions. You have great topics. What are you doing? Right? So get somebody who can guide you in the right path. The ability to create a profitable business model with proven revenue. Whatever you're doing must fit the market needs. And we'd like to help you out to identify your business identity, to identify your culture, to identify the problem you're solving, and obviously eventually be in the market that you fit. Create a process that works without you. See, we have a virtual team that I'll send something and they create it, right? Where I get to enjoy my gym with my wife. I have lunch every day, like no disrespect, no interferences. We watch our Netflix shows or whatever movies that we want to watch. We enjoy our life with its problems, with its success, with its ups and its downs. We have a process that works without us. You need to have that. Otherwise, you're going to be going cray-cray. Now, last but not least in this piece is you got to master marketing. Marketing is a language of its own. Marketing is not something you can learn in a book. Marketing is literally like clothing. It's trends. It changes. You ever see a video that goes viral and then it disappears, and then another video comes out and then it disappears, and then a hashtag comes out and then it disappears? That's marketing, right? So you have to be on top of your game and master marketing. It is continual study over and over and over again. What is your exit strategy? This is something that I cannot stress this enough. Like, you have to have an exit strategy. You're sacrificing for a reason. You don't have to stop what you're doing. Don't get the message wrong. I'm not telling you stop working. I'm not telling you stop speaking or stop writing books or stop whatever it is that you're doing. What I am telling you, however, is when do you really get to do what you really love? When do you give back to your family? When do you give back to you? So it's extremely important for you to focus on what you're doing and create a bucket list. Okay, I have to get this done, this done, this done, and this done. and move forward to do a whole lot more for my family, for my personal life goals, for my legacy. Some of you, it's probably more speaking. For some of you, it's maybe writing a book or two. For some of you, is whatever it is that you want to do. Just make sure that you are not spending the rest of your life doing everybody else's work, because at the end of the day, it all begins with a business strategy. You have to, begin with the end in mind. You're going to say, here's the vision, here's this, here's that, and then track it back and start backwards. Okay, well, if I had all this success, this is what I would be doing, and then start backwards, and obviously have an accountability. So you got to design a path to an automated process that works without you, so you can focus on the things that matter more, and you can obviously give back to your family for the sacrificed times and resources that you invested in your business. How long will you stall your success? Some of you are stalling. I don't care what anybody says. Some of you know what you need to be doing, but you're stalling. You did not become a business owner to end up being a sales rep in a company. I mean, it's a fact. It's time for you to maybe and just maybe become that CEO you were meant to be. See, I didn't understand none of this stuff. I was like, I am the #1 top executive, top producer, top rap. I have a ring and I have a pin, right? I got this. But then I realized I was just a sales manager who was managing another sales team. This is why it's important for you to say, okay, enough is enough. I am a CEO and I'm going to start acting like one right now. I am going to build a marketing team. I'm going to have a fashion team. I'm going to have a photographer. I am going to have a special team that does this and does this and does that, as a CEO does. But unless you have that path to doing it, unless you build that strategy session for yourself, you're kind of stuck in the growth, right? And it all begins with the decision to start. So make that decision today. Tell yourself right now, enough is enough. So let's get you there. Here's what we're offering. We have an opportunity to give you access to our tools, our content, our connections in the business world. It's funny. Somebody asked me, like, why the heck are you dropping 30? Like 2 weeks ago, we started a program where it cost us 38 grand, $38,000. Like, oh my goodness, you're crazy. No, you don't understand. That bought me access to every 7-figure in their platform, in their network. Whenever I am ready to provide a new coaching course or a new seminar or whatnot, they all come and they all bring their network. The first year we dropped $12,000 on our coach, Bob Heilig. And we've brought back 145,000 just from the coaching and consultations alone on 2016. So I don't share this with you to brag or try to impress you, but you can't think like a customer when it comes to a business decision. You got to think like an investor, like an entrepreneur. So we'll give you strategic partnership to work with you side by side to build your brand, to build your audience, and achieve your personal goals, whatever they may be. Who are our services for, you may be asking? Well, network marketing professionals, sales professionals, business-to-business experts, hopeful business coaches, public speakers, future authors, internet marketers, traditional business owners, major corporations like you so, or even startups or whatever it is that you want to start on your own. And how can we work together? Well, we have different paths. So we have something that we call the brand development strategy. In this brand development strategy, we give you access to our current business plan and put together a unique roadmap to your brand. This is a $297 value. Access to our Empowered Self private group to be part of our success community. This is priceless, and you can ask the few people who I know are on right now. They happen to be on that group. The information that's shared in there is extremely, extremely crazy. I mean, I could create courses just with those. A list of all of our scripts, our tools, our daily method of operations, our conversation starter list, and the list of apps that we create our imagery right from our phones. It's $197 value, and email support that you can shoot us an email with any questions, and obviously 24 to 48 hours we answer it. That's a $47 value. So that adds up altogether to $541 altogether. But obviously, we love you. We're not charging that. And for this webinar, until tomorrow night, midnight Pacific Standard Time, that means tomorrow, 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, we're doing it just for $97. This is to have a one-time business strategy session that we can develop your brand, answer the question, give you the questionnaires, and obviously we put you in the group, and obviously you have email access, and obviously some of you, we have personal relationships that we can stay with. After tomorrow at 3 a.m. Eastern Time or midnight Pacific Standard Time, it goes up to $247, which is still a great value given that the overall value is $541. Here's a quick flash gift for you. The first person to enroll with the brand development strategy session tonight will get a 100% refund after we finish your brand strategy. And the reason I do after is because I want you to actually do the work, not just, there's no value in free. So we want to make sure you're in. So the first person, I know I didn't give, but the first person who gets the brand development strategy session will get a 100% refund when we finish your strategy session. That's a gift from us to you. How can we work together in terms of those of you who may already have a brand, who may already have a message, who may already have a movement, but you just may need some of the processes that we taught you tonight and have that strategic partnership where you and I work together side by side to create exactly the movements that you want to have. So let's talk about it. This includes the brand development strategy session that we talked about just now, plus 6 weeks, 30-minute Zoom webinar or call session for updates and adjustments to your brand's process. So 6 different sessions for obviously 30 minutes every single week. And we go literally like, hey, let me see your website. I looked at your social media. Hey, do this, do that. And we'll change every single week until we get you where you need to be. That's an $1,182 value. 6 weeks, unlimited Voxer. Voxer is a walkie-talkie app, which I love because when I'm driving, I don't have to look at the phone. And it's unlimited communication for 6 weeks, $497. 6 weeks social media review, where I make your profile in every platform that you are in my favorites. Whenever you post anything, I see it, or you can send me a notification first, picture of what you want to post, and then I'll give you my little bit of feedback based on what we have done and what worked for us. Obviously, that's a $497 value, and this is for 6 weeks worth of private coaching. The overall value is $2,717, but again, you know we love you. We're not charging that. What we're doing for the 6 weeks private coaching session, this is a webinar offer only. It is $1,200. However, this can be paid in 3 installments. So first installment is $400 due by midnight tomorrow night or 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the following, obviously, every 2 weeks as we go. The next one due on May 3rd, and then the last one due on May 17th, and that will be your $1,200. And again, we work together throughout the whole 6 weeks to get you to where you need to be getting as well. Now, we have one more offer. This is for those of you who are an actual established company, just like we work with a $78 million a year company that, we're making $78 million, but they were lacking in an area and they wanted to utilize our platform. For those of you who want to build a following, who want to build an affiliate program, who want to raise money, who want to just look more attractive and professional, this includes the 6 weeks private coaching session, which is $2,717 value, 6 weeks of 60-minute instead of a 30-minute Zoom or call sessions for updates and adjustments to your brand's process. This is a $2,382 value. 6 weeks unlimited Voxer, unlimited text, and unlimited email directly to me. That's a $547 value, and 6 weeks social media review and creative assistance as well. We have a web designer that is in payroll with Mehdaoui Enterprise. You'll have access to that as well, where they can help you create funnels, pictures, whatever it is that is important to you, a PowerPoint that you needed to look professional and whatever the case may be, or if you already bought a domain and you have a host panel and you just need our web designer to kind of give you a facelift to your website, we'll give you that as well. And this is again for 6 weeks. Also, you get a feature on the ME show, and we get to promote you across all of our email lists and social media platforms. And let's say for the next 6 weeks, we're working to kind of do a launch or a relaunch or a product release or whatever it is that you are having. We obviously work with you, and then we do a major promo, and we put you in our email blast. We put you everywhere so we can help you push that product or movement or service or what have you. It's a $497 value as well. And that's 6 weeks corporate consultant is a value of $6,640. But obviously, we love you. We're not doing that. This is a webinar offer only. This is supposed to be Wednesday, not Thursday. But $2,400 until Wednesday, not Thursday, tomorrow night. But this also can be paid in 3 installments. First $800 due by Wednesday at midnight, tomorrow night, Pacific Standard Time. The following 800 is due on May 3rd, and then the next one is due on the 17th. I think I have one too many, right? Yeah, I have one too many. Anyways, every 2 weeks, we're doing another $800, obviously, to make sure that we are working with you and it's not just $2,400 all in one shot. Or if you're an established company and you have budgets, obviously, you can do a one-time $2,000 by tomorrow midnight Pacific Standard Time. You get an automatic $400 discount, and obviously you get to work right away. With whatever works best for you. Now, here's what I want to stress. It is okay if you're not ready to invest in yourself. Just remember why you came into this webinar. Whether it's just $97, you probably spend that in the weekend with friends out on the dinner and a drink, right? But just, I want you to be clear and make an educated business decision. You are here to learn about branding. You lack that. To increase sales, to automate and outsource, to create the right strategic partnership. How you doing? Marketing online and offline, having that different approach, that differentiation, and to have an exit success, a successful exit strategy. No matter what you decide tonight, please make sure it's an educated business decision. And it's okay, even if you're not ready to invest in yourself, just make sure you tell yourself, not doing this because XYZ, not because I'm thinking like a customer trying to be cheap. No, because I am making an educated business decision, whatever that may be for you. To choose the path that works best for you. And remember, the first person that acquires that $97 brand strategy session tonight will have it back refunded after we're done with your process. So here it is. You go to workwithali.com/path. That is workwithali.com/path. It's just $97 to have that brand session. Or if you are already an established brand and you need coaching, or you're struggling as far as finding the right approach to kind of build a community, to build a following, and obviously we'll work with you side by side. We'll even come out and speak in your events and help you in any way, shape, or form to create that movement, to make you the brand that you need to be for yourself and for your business and community. So remember, change starts with me, and we are the example for that. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and stop the shared screen, and I'd love to take some of your questions. So let me see what we may have. Let's go to chat. Is that me twice? Mr. No Excuses. How you doing? All right, let's see. Fantastic group. Awesome. Thank you for that. Ali Mehdaoui. Laptop is much better. Is that me talking to me? Nice looking logos. Laugh out loud. Oh, Chris. That's actually Chris. So very true. Thoughts, feelings. That's Denise. So Denise, I guess I gave you my link, so you logged in as Ali Mehdaoui, but it's okay. I love it. Fantastic group. Awesome. Any questions that anybody may have that I need to answer for you, please drop it in the comment box on the right, because I don't want to leave anything unanswered. So any questions that anyone may have, this is the time. Well, let's say we'll give it, it's 9:14. Let's give it a minute. If I don't hear any questions, then we'll just wrap it up. But I'd love to hear any of your questions. And remember, that link again is workwithali.com/path. I anticipate you to make an educated decision for yourself. And I'd love to have the opportunity to work with you. Here's a quick testimonial from our private group. What amazing, great information. Thank you, Ali Mehdaoui. I really appreciate all that you do for us. I love you too. All right. All good. Thanks. Awesome, Pip. Any questions anybody else may have? 30 seconds. 15 seconds. And for those of you who are in, excuse me, on YouTube, unfortunately, I can't see your question right now, but cheers to you. If you have any questions on YouTube, I'll see it in the comment afterward. Because we are broadcasting live on YouTube as well right now. Adana, no questions on my end. Great information. Appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Adana. And thank you so much, everybody who hopped on this live webinar. Just remember, we are having one more webinar, same platform that we just went over right now. And that's actually going to be, actually two of them, but the next one is Tuesday, April 25th. So in a week from now at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And let's talk, because for our members, we have other incentives for them as well inside the group. Some of them we have referral programs for. Some of them we even have commissions for referring others and bringing other people on as well. So let's talk afterwards. Let's talk offline. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear the information that stood out for you, and I'd love to have the opportunity to help you build your brand so you don't look just like another sales rep in your company. And here's what you got to ask yourself a question, especially if you're in network marketing right now, is this: how many other reps are in my company? What makes me different than anybody else? That's all it comes down to. So I can't thank you enough for your time. I appreciate you. Jeanette, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, we do have a call tomorrow morning, Jeanette, and I look forward to working with all of you. Stacy from Ghana, much love to you. Adana, New York. Pip, UK. Mr. Miguel Ramos, my brother. From New Jersey, my wife from the other side of the house. Denise from Missouri. I love you all. Thank you so much for the love and the affection. And I look forward to connecting with you all. I'm about to jump on my webinar with my coach, which I'm in trouble because I'm 17 minutes late. Here's the fun fact that we're about to do right now. We're about to play Virtual Shark Tank, where I have to pitch him and everybody in a Zoom meeting my business. So wish me good luck, because I could use it. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Good night.